Welcome to day 16. So I hope you have been doing your study from last 15 days. Congratulations, we have completed your fourth study. So today we are going to discuss about a very crucial topics. Means till now we are in like preparing mode. How you can like now get over all view and how to get rid of it and other things. But here we are going to like in execution mode. So today we are going to say about the triggers. How the triggers, as we have discussed already, the trigger is the basic part which like catalyzed or which initiated the work and the course of action. So let's start. And once again, congratulations for completing your fourth study plan. That is our 15 day. So you just comment us how the 15 days just go well, or either what kind of the things you getting, and like what is your the flatline status, and you achieved your flatline or not. So just look over at the this image. So we have already discussed means due to this craving and the addiction get into the habit, and that habit is triggered by any kind of situation or time based, or the give you the urge or give you that kind of the sense to do that course of action. And then finally we action means we get into that behavior and we get into that action mode, and then finally due to the limit is the part, or no, due to responsible get the reward, and then inbuilt and getting so impressed over there, and the cycle goes on and goes. So this is actually a not a addiction of the porn and masturbation. It's actually dopamine addiction. Means you are addicted to get the dopamine blast again and again. So it always gives you the trigger to do that action to get your dopamine. Means like the instant gratification again and again. So next one is the trigger. Means we just try to define what is the trigger meaning. So trigger is like a small device that releases a spring or catch and so set of a mechanism, especially in order to fire a gun. Means trigger means like anything by which we just initiated a work or initiated any mechanism by which after the triggering or after the initiation the work is done out, the final outcome will yet to come. So it's a cause of any function or any kind of the function which is or which, through which it is ignited. So to cause a strong emotion reaction of fear, shock, anger or worry. So this kind of things also comes under the trigger. So trigger or intent might cause a person to recall a traumatic experience they had. Means like the any kind of habit, the trigger, like they just recall that things and just remember the things and action. So now the next part is urge. So this is more or less similar. We will discuss again. So how it is different and how trigger and urge are related to each other. So due to the trigger we get the urge. So what is the urge? So urge is like a try earnestly or persistently to persuade someone to something, isn't it? So a strong desire or impulsion. So another one you can say urge is a pressing want, one that is almost a compulsion. Means there is a compulsion or there is a request, or there is a not like a polite request. It is a strong body craving or body urge which like very hard to control. So what does mean by the trigger and urge? Means we get the trigger by it's like a catalyst, it's that initiated or get like a spark, and then urge start the machine. So as we have discussed about the reward circuit, so no, the dopamine works as a petrol we have discussed. So just petrol means igniting petrol, you just give have some a spark. So a sparking thing is called trigger, and due to the spark the engine starts, means the mechanism starts and you come to the mode of your that cycle. So that is the urge. So you have to decide a spark leads to the urge, and urge lead to your course of action, masturbation and other kind of things and activity, and finally the whole system is just crashed. So next one is like which type of trigger you get, or like the whatever the situation where you can get triggered. So there are generally 5 categories. So first one is location based. So location based is like where you spend sometimes like in the bathroom or in during shower or studying table. Means there is a particular location where you just find yourself alone and you just trigger to do that course of action. It will be time based, like the after just wake up or during the sleeping time going to bed. So this kind of things are time based, or like whenever you are like after the lunch you just be alone, or so you automatically get the auto triggered something like. Next one is emotional state, like you are just frustrated, you're so tired, or like just angry. So the emotional state also lead to the trigger yourself. Immediate preceding action, like you are just browsing some sites or something, or like just Instagram. So now you just get impelled by the some picture or some the course of action which like that kind of the even the story or some a song which lead to that kind of the recall of your porn or that picture, and then finally you come to the loop of. So urge might be what you can say. So during the urge there is a flood with sexual thought. Means now there is a craving of that kind of the thought, and always be around that for a not it's a long time, but that sort of medium where the trigger leads to the urge. So fantasizing, so you start fantasizing according to your whatever the category and the things you have watched till now. There is a spark recall of images of seen from porn video. Means whatever the video you have seen, there is some like sparking, or there is some scenes which are like propelled to like initiate that work. So this is also leads, or when you are getting this kind of things, so then you have to know yeah, there is a strong urge is coming, and you have to take care, and you have to like cautious and just whatever that we have discussed as till now. So you have to follow all the things and all the recommendation. Hard boner means there is a stream spike of arousal as well. Compulsion means it's whole thing just become the involuntary. Means now there is no control of you. As we have discussed about the reptilian mode, means our pelvic and the limbic system just cut off from the the reptilian, and the reptilian part just overpowered, and all the things like for the survival person. Means only this is the only the goal of prime goal, which is after getting the dopamine then it will just get into the normal, and so totally the body urge and just now. So there is a craving, or like there is a compulsion disorder. So this type of things leads to like the symptoms of that urge. So next part we are going to discuss, like we will discuss later on. So each category and all the things in detail. So truth journaling. So truth journaling is what is. So what you have to do, you have to like write a story. Okay, so from childhood to till today, how this evolved or how it is the problematic to you. So you have to just analyze the things. So you just write down how it is initiated, how become it severe, and when you are just doing for the entertainment purpose, or what kind of the story is related. Then you just write down from the beginning to till today. Now you can do one thing. So you just make a journal as we have discussed already. So from wake up to till going to bed, whatever the happening this kind of activity, and also you can follow ABCR rule which we have already discussed. Means whatever the action, whatever the behavior, whatever the conclusion you have done, and what is actually the result. So this way you can do the things. So this is called the truth journaling. Means whatever the things actually happening, you have to accept the things and take the responsibility to your the course of charge, or you have to be like conscious, or you have to be attentive, or like the best or accountability is like only you. So you have to take the accountability of all the things and try to figure out and try to connect the dot where the triggers come, which kind of the triggers are. So this will help you to find out the triggers and all the time based, location based, or like some preceding action based. Like whenever you are getting or just shifted to incognito mode from the Instagram, then you have to find out this kind of the activity and you have to list out. So later on we will discuss how can you going to disengage from there and from this kind of habit to rebuilding a new habit. So you have to take the responsibility and have just do journaling. It will like work awesome. So the one question, what is your frequency? So no, there is still some questions, either you too addicted or not. So you can do one thing. So is there a 90 days gap? Means the frequency of your masturbation, or like controlling, can you control for 90 days? It's if you when you are journaling or you are just writing your story, so there is a gap of 90 days, or like there is some this kind of thing. So if it is not okay, even you don't watch two videos, then there is nothing to worry, or just normal. But if you are not seeing the figure nearly by like from a 1 month, 2 month, or 3 months, but it is like a daily basis, then you have to look into it and you have to be a part of our challenge. And for any query, just join our Telegram group, or just comment us. We will try to help you out in best way. So this is all about the trigger. So I hope you have get some idea about the trigger. So thank you so much. See you tomorrow.